The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Marijane. He's the Noobie.
She's the Doobie, and this is the show
where we
tote
cannabis.
Talk.
From both sides.
Is that even possible?
This podcast is for adults only, should not be used as a meal replacement, and may contain nuts.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Noobie and the Doobie. My name's Timmy. I am the Noobie.
Marijane, also known by the Doobie.
Coming up on today's show...
Oh, that's me. We got our word of the week.
Another high five list.
Marijane strain.
And another amazing segment of Teaching Timmy, of which I see is including some sort of hardware tools.
Yes, we're doing buckets today.
Buckets?
Except I didn't use a bucket, I'm using a glass jar. So I don't even know if we can technically call it a bucket. I'll give you the other names later.
All right, well, we don't do anything conventionally on this show, right?
What is conventional?
Exactly. What is normal? People always say, oh, I wish it was normal. There's no normal. Does anybody really want to be normal? Like, how would you even know if you were normal?
I think you would be like everybody else. But, I mean, if you look at everybody else, nobody's really the same.
No,
everybody is unique.
Right?
Yes.
So you ever see like those groups of people that are like, we dress like this? Oh, like, for example, okay, let's go with the hipsters, okay?
Okay.
The hipster community is stereotypical. People go hipster, 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 right? Mm-hmm. But their whole concept, I believe, being a non-hipster, is that they're trying to be unique and counter whatever, but in the process they've created their own look and thing where you're no longer now unique, you're now a part of a larger social bubble. You know what I'm saying? Is that a right or a wrong?
I try not to classify people based on that.
Please.
You're not getting me that way.
Please. That's so. Anyway,
Timmy, why are you dressed like that?
Because I want to fit in.
Speaking of fitting into my shirt.
I want to fit. This is my shirt, for the record, because I am a dancer.
That's right, you are a dancer, and I am attending a dance.
That looks sweet. That's like
I'm like a walking disco ball.
It's ABBA. That's the first thing I think of is ABBA.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that. No, it's got the flowy sleeves.
Yeah.
You know what was awesome? Okay, we're gonna give credit where credit is due. As we walked into the studio today, dressed as we are,
yes,
our producer immediately said and pointed at you and went, very like 70s Saturday Night Fever, which I was like, yeah, I see that. And then looked at me and went, I'm kind of getting like flash dance. And I was like,
you got so excited.
Hey, like that's what I'm going for. Flash dance. Like it's not, it's like, it's got the, look, I even have
the socks. Look, I love how it's over top of the wool socks. You had to just leave the wool socks on.
Isn't that the look?
I don't know. I don't know what this look is. Mine
matches. It's flash dance. Our producer recognized it right away.
Look.
It does match right away.
And I'm losing like sparkles.
You're losing. Well, that's okay. I think the color's coming.
I leave glitter everywhere I go, regardless of if I'm wearing it or not.
That is so sweet. I would like to actually try that on at some point.
You are not. I'm gonna have to lock this one up because
no, I will find.
I had to squeeze into this. You're not putting it on. Your bubble butt will not go in.
Do you actually believe that I care if something doesn't fit me properly?
Well, I would like to wear it again.
well, and for the record, let me just say I did hear the compliment about the bubble butt. Okay. I work hard on that. It's a yoga butt, quite frankly. Yoga shoulders, yoga butt. I recommend it for everybody.
It is a nice butt.
Thank you. I should actually try. I've always wanted to try that whole Kim Kardashian put the cup. Maybe we should I have a picture
No,
with the
you
Noobie
have to
or
do it with
Doobie
the
mug.
orange juice, with the glass
Oh,
of
the
orange
upstanding
juice.
comedy glass.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
You have to.
Okay. There's so many. Quite frankly, there's a whole lot of modeling poses that I are on my list of things to do, and I think you and I should just set aside a block of time on like a Saturday, and I'll get all my outfits ready.
Yep.
And you get the camera, and we'll just knock off a whole bunch of these things because I got stuff. We had our guest Jackie Childs on a while ago.
Yes.
And she inspires me constantly. And I've seen stuff she's done, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that one, and I still haven't done it yet. And but it's like, and I've seen some stuff. Madison Baines, she was on our show. There's some stuff on there, and then there's some poses that I just really.
Well, I mean, it's about time the internet got broke again.
Right.
Yes.
I have a hashtag. Actually, my own hashtag is hashtag Timmy Insta Model, but that doesn't have anything to do with dancing. Today's theme is dance. It's Dance Day. It's
That's
a day to
right.
celebrate dance.
In whatever style or form, whether it be freestyle or, tango.
That goes back to what we said at the beginning, right? What is normal? There is no dance is an expression. You
do a contemporary dance to the Flashdance song, right?
I do. It is absolutely stunning. It's an inspirational, is what I would call it.
Okay.
I do a on stage in my stand-up comedy shows sometimes, which even my stand-up comedy shows, they tend to go down some weird routes sometimes.
It's funny you call it stand-up because I know I'm not going to crack a joke about you sitting on the stool. Yes, those are the kinds of jokes I tell, which is why Timmy's the one that goes on stage. But I'm just saying, like, you don't do the traditional stand-up, system where you stand up there and just tell joke after joke after joke. You do, but there's some performance pieces in it. You do, like, all sorts of things.
I like to consider myself an entertainer. But to be fair, the reason why is because when I got into stand-up comedy, which was back in 2007 now, so we're talking I think it's been 14 years, was the first time that I actually was on stage, introduced. It was on Leland Clausen's comedy tournament.
Hi, Leland.
Hi, Leland. It was the first time that I was introduced as, it was Tim Boyle. It wasn't Timmy. I came out on stage in it was like a fitted striped green, just button down shirt, some khaki pants, and some dress shoes.
I think I've seen that video.
So if you want to go to upstandingcomedy.ca, timmyboyle.com, whatever one you want to do, goes to the same place. You'll see, like, I perform in a suit. I have my orange juice glass. I don't wear shoes, and there's a whole story to that. But I used to just be Tim Boyle, and just kind of in this dress, in like a normal dress shirt and stuff. And I've kind of morphed that. But my point of all that is that I started off just doing stand up. So I get stuck in calling myself a stand-up comic because I can do an hour and a half, 2 hours just with my stool telling stories.
Okay.
But at my heart, in my soul, I'm a dancer. I'm an entertainer. I'm a performer. But there's a split in the world, kind of like if I can connect it a little bit to the cannabis thing that's happening right now, where there's the people who are going legal, and then there's the, I don't know what you call the other team in this thing.
I think we like to say legacy, like they've
So
been around for a long time.
It's kind of like, the legacy people are like, no, like we want pure legacy. Like you guys are like, it's like selling out. It's like going past.
I see what you're saying.
So in stand up, there was this stigma attached as I was going up. Is like, no, like just tell the stories. Like don't pull props out of your pocket. Don't do.
Oh yeah, didn't Carrot Top get like a lot of flack about all his props? Like he was the prop
yeah, well in
guy.
some people's eyes, I mean, this is the thing that we talked about at the beginning. There is no normal. In some people's eyes, they would say, well, prop comedy, that's not real comedy, or like improv, or
was that those puppets
or ventriloquism, magicians. and there's, all this thing of like,
I feel bad I said puppets.
and
Sorry.
it's all just,
What are they called?
They're-
Mannequin Americans. Or mannequin Canadians. Depending on where you're
Depending on where you're from. Yeah. Or where they're made. I guess you got to check the bottom of their foot. Right? Made in wherever.
from. Okay. That would be, they would all be Chinese then.
But so anyway, so I didn't do any performance pieces in it because that wasn't the pure stand-up form. But I realized that no, that I'm not a stand-up. Stand-up is one form of being an entertainer.
Yeah.
And so in order to become truly who I was, I began to open up my shows and I started to just be more, who I am. And I throw in these surprises. One of them is this interpretive dance from Flashdance, which I love that bit a lot. But that's the same with dancing too. There is, people, especially growing up, I think there's this thing that carries with people for the rest of their life where it's like, I don't want to dance wrong or look foolish. I want to make sure I do the right moves.
Yeah,
But there's no wrong
happened to me
way to
about grade
dance.
6.
Did it?
At some point, it became less about freedom of expression and more about how other people were perceiving you while you're dancing. And then all of a sudden you hit high school and it becomes a sexual thing.
Right.
And
Not for me.
in high school, I was not, I was in high school, I was sexually active towards the end, but it was very intimidating when you were out on the dance floor and all of a sudden a guy would come up behind you and start grinding on you. And you're like, okay, first of all, I don't even know who you are because I didn't know there was anybody back there. And second of all, you're 6'6" and that's my shoulder. Yeah. And you look at your friend with these wide eyes because she's looking like this and then looking at you and then looking like this. And I'm like, is he cute?
That's my shoulder.
Oh, you like that, eh?
That's very funny. I don't even know how to follow up on that one. That legitimately stopped me.
That's funny. I didn't know what to do either. He was I tell you, 6'6" and
I can tell you that
captain of the basketball team, and I was like,
I was never grinded upon while dancing. I was a free flower dancer, but I always brought entertainment into my dancing. So my theory was this, and I think this is true across the board. If you are really, really good at something, and American Idol and shows like that prove this point.
Yes.
If you're really, really good, people will jump all over that and enjoy it. And if you are really, really bad,
same.
But if you are a
Mediocre,
decent
just, in the
dancer,
middle.
no one cares, no one notices, no one wants anything to do with it.
Well, I am borderline bad, and you'll see this when we go to that event that we're going to a couple weekends from now because I'm doing karaoke, and I love singing songs about how bad a bitch I am and how sexy and hot I am because I don't even know what I'm doing up there with my body, so it don't look very sexy. And it's so funny.
Each their own. In that dress with those moves, that's
the blue dress. That's what I'm gonna wear.
That's
that's how I've learned that it's less about what you look like and it's how you feel, because that's literally all that dancing is. It's a movement of your body to music, whatever beat or flow of music it is, and it's actually kind of. Is the word cathartic?
If you're meaning cathartic, it is.
I don't know. But cathartic means sleepy? No, that's lethargic.
I don't know. I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up.
Okay, well, anyways, it feels amazing when you actually can let yourself go. And I say that because I spent too much time in my head worrying about, do I I hate my arms. I don't understand other than to grab things and hug people.
Oh, they're useless.
I wish I could take them off, especially
useless,
at bedtime.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Velcro arms.
How do you cuddle and snuggle up to someone unless you stick your arm underneath them or underneath? Anyways, it's just.
I mean, currently we don't even need them to do a podcast. Quite frankly, our producer could have moved the microphones in place, and we could have just sat here and done it. Right? There's very, very few reason. Although I do like the expression. Now, later in the show,
I wouldn't have these awesome sleeves.
just so you know, later in the show, when I do my high five list,
Okay.
I will bust some moves.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's almost it'll be it's kind of a high five list and a showcase.
Nice.
You can get a
My
chance.
only move is the headstand, and it doesn't do
you do one
anything other
today?
than up.
No, but I like this one though. Oh, what was it? Yeah, or this one. Yeah, that's a good one.
You just like the bounce.
Is that wrong?
I'm charging for the next one.
Is that wrong?
No.
So anyways, but dance is about expression.
Yes.
And it's about just being in the moment.
Freedom. Be free and just, express yourself.
Yeah, and that's what we're celebrating today.
There's a song like that.
And that's what we do here on the podcast, right? We come into here, we come in with plans. We have ideas of what we want to do. But we don't necessarily look to the other podcasts as a model for what we're doing. We want to come and express ourselves in regards to the things that we find interesting and fun, to be who we are, to dress how we want to dress. And when you're really kind of grabbing a hold of cannabis and teaching and those type of things, you want to be able to express it the way you want to express it. And so we hope that
wearing whatever we want to wear.
Right. We hope that those who have been tuning in either through YouTube or podcast, believe me, if you've been listening on a podcast, you are missing out on a lot.
Yes.
So switch to YouTube. But hopefully you've been enjoying the way we express it, and along the way that we're finding like-minded people who enjoy what we're doing, because we're just trying to express ourselves. That was a song, right?
Yeah, express yourself. Oh, no, so that's so funny, because you went to Madonna.
I did go to Madonna. Why wouldn't you?
Never mind.
Well, where else is it from?
It's okay. I can't. I lost it. You took it over with Madonna. There's another song.
By who?
Is it Pharrell?
Exactly.
I can't remember.
Exactly. Unmemorable. Classic Madonna. Express yourself.
After you did that, I lost everything. I was like, oh, what's the rest?
I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I just moved to the beat. Shall we do a word of the week?
You're so cute.
Thank you very much. So are you.
Thank you.
Let's do word of the week.
Yes,
Let's
okay.
get into this thing.
All right.
Word of the week. What do you got for us?
Word of the week actually comes with a visual this week.
Nice.
What is our word, Timmy?
That looks like it makes bubbles.
It does not. I mean, it probably could if you put it in a bath and blew in it.
Okay, so it look. Oh, it's a pipe.
This one has a lid on it.
It's a pipe.
Yeah. So our word of the week is pipe.
Okay.
Now, a pipe is the earliest known way to smoke cannabis.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
This is called the peacemaker.
The peacemaker, the pipe.
It looks like a kazoo. I play the kazoo pretty well.
You
too.
do.
Okay, so the pipe.
Yep, and they come in different sizes, different materials. This one here is a food grade silicone. That's why it's like a rubber.
Yep.
I like it for travel because it's not glass, it's not going to break. And there is a metal bowl in it that is smoke safe that you can actually remove, and it's easy for cleaning. Also came with a cap. So you can either leave a little bit of flour in it if it's not completely burned. Well, it's just storing it until the next time you're ready to use it.
Actually, can I ask you this question? Because I just realized.
Hang on just one sec. Or the lid helps to keep the smell in.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. It just came to me. Does the flour that would be in here, is freshness an issue?
Absolutely.
It can go. It has expiry dates.
So it doesn't. We don't exactly know per se if it has an expiry date. However, the older the cannabis is, the more CBN it develops, and CBN is the cannabinoid that's responsible for sleep.
Okay.
So then it turns it more like what most people would classify indica as a couch lock and a sleep aid.
Okay.
But there is also dryness, humidity. How moist is it? Mm-hmm. If you leave it in there, it will go dry faster.
Okay, but the lid will slow that process down.
Yes and no, because if you see on the side of it, it's actually got a second air hole.
Oh, yeah.
So what that does is when you light your pipe, not all pipes have the second hole. When you put your finger over the hole, you light your pipe, and the smoke, as you're inhaling, it will go in to your lungs. And then to clear the smoke, to clear the smoke out of the chamber, you then release your thumb, and it forces the air through.
Okay, so I would smoke it like this then.
You would smoke it like that with your thumb covering the hole. So basically, a pipe is a bowl and a mouthpiece and a space in between.
It's a small bong.
No, the difference between a pipe and a bong is actually a water pipe.
Okay.
So that's your main difference. It has water.
Right.
So this pipe here it's somebody made it, but I was going to say man-made, but we made a pipe out of an apple.
Yes.
That is also a man-made pipe.
Check that out on YouTube, because there's a video of Marijane teaching me how to make a bong out of an apple.
Yes.
It was pretty impressive.
Yes. So that basically, like the other one was just like this one. It was a bowl and a mouthpiece and a stem in between.
Right, yeah.
You just need something in between so the smoke can flow through. The farther that the smoke, like from the bowl to the mouth, the longer it takes for the smoke to reach one point to the other, therefore cooling the smoke down and providing a smoother, I don't want to say cleaner smoke. It's a bad thing to say like cleaner smoke, because smoke is not clean, but it is supposed to be less irritating on the throat.
Right.
So there is benefits to that. And that's why a lot of people like water pipes, because the water also helps cool down the smoke as it travels through the unit. Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to
Other words.
water pipes. Yeah.
I really do love, if it's your first time joining us, Marijane, it doesn't just you're not just picking random words regardless. You are following like this flow of words.
I try and build a flow, because I think if you're new to cannabis, what do you need to learn? Well, first, like we said, we need to find out where to get it, how to consume it. What am I consuming before I even, where to get it?
Yep.
So.
Well, I like the build up. I can see like nice little smoking jacket, just kind of like.
The Sherlock pipe. There is the peace pipe with
There's a Sherlock pipe that people have, that they smoke
absolutely.
There
are cannabis Sherlock pipes. Yeah.
You think Sherlock smoked cannabis?
I wouldn't doubt it. Where do you think he'd say? What was his?
What was his phrase? Something about.
I was going to say Eureka. Oh, Watson. Yeah.
Something,
I got it, Watson.
Dear Watson.
Right.
Dear Watson. There's a hole in my pipe.
I
Watson,
don't know.
A hole.
I don't know.
No, I just made that up on the spot. People question sometimes.
Very talented.
Are you truly a professional comedian? Yeah. Look what I just did.
And a poet.
And a dancer. So.
I love it.
Thank you for that word of the week.
Thank you. You're welcome.
For our high five list, it's going to be...
High five.
High five. Oh, I'm going high on... Wait, go into here. High
there we
five.
go.
For my high five list today, it is Timmy's top 5 dance moves. So when I'm cutting the rug or doing whatever...
Are you doing the one that you do on stage? I love that one. That was my favorite. Okay.
Hang out here for these, okay?
I get all excited. I do this all the time.
These are my top 5 personal dance moves that pretty much, they're showstoppers. Showstoppers. You're zipping it up? Well, don't, because that's going to be a one-sided podcast then. Zip it back. There we go.
I will unzip it when needed.
All right. So, for this, I just need everyone to know that in the space that we are in, I am not fully able to express and show. So some people say, move, was lacking. Maybe, probably not a lot, because like I'm really good. I'm just saying that it's not going to look as awesome as it should have looked or would look in real life. So like I'm trying to work within my environment, and in doing so,
this is a small studio.
In doing so, risking
I broke my zipper.
That's okay. I'm risking, though, people's perception of me as a dancer. So I need you to know I'm excellent. Take my word for it. And I'll do my best in the space that we have today. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
At the end of it, okay, number one is it's going to blow your mind. But at the end of it, I want you to tell me which move was the best. And for those watching and listening, you might as well just skip ahead at this point. But those who are watching, we will provide something during the week that this thing is uploaded, a question for you to rank these moves. I want to know which one of these moves.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, just comment below, please.
Yeah, comment below and say which one of these moves is the most awesome of the moves. So are you ready for this?
I am. I'm excited.
High five list. Timmy's top 5 dance moves. Okay?
Yep.
The first one I like to say is that
those shorts. I love those shorts.
I put the spice into the mixing pot.
Where's this pot now? Behind your back. Oh, you're moving the spoon. Oh. I don't know what that was, but that was interesting.
It's called expression.
Okay. I'm down with that.
Did you see how I passed the pot behind my back?
I thought it was the spoon.
See, a lot of people, they just do this. They just do like this stir.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you just like, let's start to do, like, so I always like to add a little something extra.
Okay.
And there's hip movement that some people would be, anyway. Okay. So the mixing pot is a lot of people, it's pretty standard for some people, but I throw in a little twist that makes people go, oh, let's stop and watch this guy.
Okay.
Number 4 on my list of Timmy's dance moves is the Ricky Martin shake. Now this one, I tend to usually like to have somebody else with me, but basically it just goes like this.
I feel like we needed music for that. I'm sorry.
Well, normally, see here, come here, come over here.
I'm afraid.
Come over here.
Okay. Oh, these boots are hard to walk in.
Stand right here.
Okay.
No, look at that camera. Okay, go down a little bit. Right there. Okay, so you'll go like this. I have no idea what people are seeing right now, but it's pretty hot. So, thank you. I know that was your shoulder.
It was actually my forehead.
Number 3.
Got you on that one too.
Number 3 is one I cannot do here. But in high school at my prom.
Okay.
If anybody from my class, the class of sometime between 80 and 95, somewhere in there. Nobody was going out on the dance floor.
Okay.
Right? And so
you were the guy.
2 songs, I was the first one on the dance floor. And for 2 songs, it was just me on the dance floor. And then I ended it without thinking that my dad at the time had paid money to rent my tux. I ran across the floor and did like the knee slide.
Oh no.
You know that knee slide?
Is that from like Footloose?
I don't know where the knee slide is, but I killed it.
Oh, that was a jump.
I did a knee slide on that dance move. I put 2 holes in my tux pants. Also lost a couple cufflinks. We returned it to the place and never got a call. So apparently they don't care. But the knee slide, I can rock a knee slide. I can't. There's nowhere I can do it here.
That's literally gonna bother me now for the rest of the show.
I know everybody's gonna be like, I want to see. I thought you wanted to see the knee slide. That's what.
No, well, I want to see it in the movie.
Okay.
If you know what movie it is, please
tell us. Okay.
Although I probably would have Googled it by then.
Then, number 2 on my list. Could you imagine so far if I do those 3 moves on the dance floor?
Yep.
You are gathering your friends around the dance floor and like watching this thing happen.
Oh, it's fun and interesting for sure.
Right? There is no what's the word? There's no dance battle. Like people right away are going
I'm not fighting that guy.
I'm not fighting that guy,
Yeah.
right? There's no way this becomes a dance battle. No one watches those moves. But then I pick it up a notch here. Then I pick it up to this, right? And this is where our producer got it right. These things, these are killer.
Yeah. You
These are
could have just
killer.
pulled them up.
Pulled them up where?
Your socks up.
So you won't be able to see this one very well, but it's basically the
Sorry, I was checking out your.
it's just the run. You know the run, like I don't know if a camera can even see, but it's the flash dance run. You can't even see these, but I have to lift my knees up.
I know. No, that's the wooden spoon run.
That's just tiring. So, but if you see, like, so I do those moves, then I go into the flash dance run.
Yes.
And at that point, any room that I am in, rooms bigger than this, it's a mix of, it goes from silence to cheers. Like it's this roller coaster of energy. And then I always end my dance performances with the showstopper.
Wait, you can't do that in here.
Oh, I can do it I can't do it in here. I can't do it in here, but here.
Oh, we're going out
Yeah.
on location. We're going rogue.
We're going rogue. Okay, here we go. There's the video.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, do you have me?
Do I have you?
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Number 1 on Timmy's dance moves, showstopper. I'm going to put my shoes on, actually.
Yeah, you might need those.
I'm going to put my shoes on.
I can't believe we're going back out like this.
I can tell you this right now. If this doesn't work, if this goes poorly, because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't work. If this goes poorly, and this is how this podcast ends, or our entire podcast in general ends, or my life, whatever it may be, thank you for listening. But I hope you enjoy this as I go and take my number 1 dance move to the streets right outside the studio. Come with me, Marijane.
Oh, wait, I got to follow you?
Yeah.
I got my boots on.
No, come with me.
Okay.
Come with me.
Okay.
Here we
All right.
go. All right, let's go. Hello, producer Emilio. Hello.
Goodbye, producer Emilio.
All right. Then lock this in. Here we go.
All right.
Okay. Now, it's a little bit scary on the concrete. Which way should I go?
Towards me, but I'm just going to back up. Do you want to say something to them before you go?
I love you, and I don't normally do this on concrete.
Don't hit the guy behind you on the bike.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 dance move, showstopper. Here we go.
Take as much room as you need. Not enough room?
No, you stay there.
Okay.
I'm just... Never done it on concrete. Okay, here we go.
Those are the flash dance legs.
Right?
That's awesome.
Right?
That's awesome.
Okay, come next.
Okay. Wait. The shoes.
Oh my goodness, I was...
Here, wait. I got all the picture.
I was so afraid that I was going to break my skull.
Hi, Amelia. Okay, we're here. We're back.
All right. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Good job.
You can see now how when I start off the stir, they're like, okay, seen it. But then I start to pass the pot behind my back and they're like, well, hold on. right?
And then, like,
And
where did
then-
the pot go?
Then all of a sudden, it's like the energy starts to come in. I call it the Ricky Martin shake. People are like, "Whoa!"
Is that guy having a
energy is
seizure?
lifting. And then I run across, slide on my knees, and they're like, they almost like start to stand up, and
They're
then
like, he's praying to God.
then it's like, okay, what's going to happen next? He's on his knees, and when I stand up, and they realize, oh no, it's not over,
And then your legs started going.
and I just.
You're like,
And it's like kind of like
he must
that.
have
it's
ants
like,
in his pants.
It's like the Hulk Hogan thing. It's like when he starts to shake, and they're like, the crowd goes wild, and he's like, he's not done, and then I go back, and the silence comes, and I run, and when I hit that landing, literally anything else that's happened that night is forgotten.
See, it sounds like a rave song. Like it literally just builds and builds and builds till the final like explosion at the end.
Right?
It's kind of like something else.
We're just trying to talk about dance. It's always goes so much.
Dirty Dancing.
It's dirty dancing.
Good movie.
There you go.
That was awesome.
That was a high five list. That's a high five list that exhausted me, but worth every second of it.
It was definitely worth it. I can't wait till you see the footage.
Right?
Because I seen it from my angle.
Yeah. You're welcome. I am a dancer.
I think it's dancer.
All right. Let's do Mary Jane's Strains. I know it's hard to come from that into Mary Jane's Strains, but
wow, Mary Jane's Strain actually coincides with being a dancer.
What?
Because a dancer would be in the limelight. And that is the name of our strain.
A little bit of Timmy, a little bit of MJ today. Take it home with Mary Jane's Strain.
All right. This strain Limelight is made by Edison Cannabis Co. It is a sativa with a THC level of 20 to 26%. Extremely high. Not for the inexperienced user.
Okay.
Unless you want to take a little bit at a time. But be prepared. It's high THC.
Well, what was the high THC? How high?
So in flower, it's 20 to 26%. This strain is.
Remind me again, what was the first one that I had ever?
The first one you had was about 15.
Because that did nothing for me.
Yes.
And then the one that screwed up my bowling game
It was about 20.
So we're starting to hit this range.
Yes.
And that one, it floored my bowling game.
The interesting thing about this strain is it's 20 to 26%. So it depends on what harvest it is, what part of the plant it is, because each cola tests at a different THC level.
Okay.
So the range is 20 to 26%. That's what you're going to get. You might buy a bag this time, 20% THC. Might buy a bag next time, 26% THC.
Okay. What?
But the one that rendered you useless was 26%. It was like it was an extremely high.
That was the one that made my brain go in and out.
Yeah, you.
That was
you
the last
couldn't
time I ever
focus.
smoked. So that's what we're talking about. This one here is in that range that messes up my. So if you're trying to go, so give me a visual picture. 20 to 26 ranges from screwing your bowling score up to making you non-functional in a conversation.
Well, it's the difference between enjoying, but see, like for somebody like me who has a higher tolerance to cannabis,
right? Yeah,
that does not hit me as hard.
that was my third one ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know I try not to compare cannabis to alcohol. However, having a really high THC joint or edible is almost the same as drinking a shot of straight up alcohol when you're used to drinking beer.
Right.
If you're used to just having low THC and then all of a sudden you go to high THC, you're going to feel really intoxicated, just like you would if you're used to drinking beer and now you're drinking shots.
Okay.
It's just you get too much percentage. So
this one is for the experienced consumer.
Yes. It is a sativa though, so it is supposed to be more cerebral.
Right.
And the terpenes that you'll find in this strain are caryophyllene and humulene. humulene, I believe that's
Humulene?
how you say it. Yeah.
Okay.
You will find you can be creative, energetic, focused, happy, and they say possible side effects are...
Oh, dry mouth,
Yep.
red eyes.
Yes. And I will point out, if you are not comfortable with high THC, it can create some like anxiety in certain people. So that's why we say start low, go slow.
Okay. What was the name of it again?
Limelight.
Limelight.
I just love the name.
It's in the limelight.
Just like
You're
we.
right. It does hit the dance theme, being in the limelight.
Yipper.
Let us end today's show with a teaching Timmy.
Okay, I'm so excited.
This is so. I'm excited. You've taught me some amazing things so far. What have we learned? I learned how to make a bong. One of my favorite ones was making a bong out of a water bottle.
Okay.
And a pen.
And a pen.
That,
Yep.
That was super fun.
Yep.
Rolling a joint was the first thing I think you taught me.
Yes.
And if you go back to these episodes, I actually think I rolled that joint really well for my very first
I
joint.
still have it, and you will smoke it at some point.
Okay. All
And
right.
it hopefully it's not too late, because it will start to degrade.
Right. Okay. So we'll have to look into that. But it was a nice roll.
It's
What-
beautiful.
You taught me about using to building a cannabis diary
Yep. And then weed math.
and then weed
Using
math.
popcorn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Matt,
Which was surprisingly similar size like if you weighed
when
it
you
out
split
for
it up in
cannabis.
the grams of cannabis.
Yeah, like
that was
7.5
really
grams of popcorn of the smart food was oddly very close to the look of 7.5 grams of
good.
cannabis.
I know you got to be careful because people like me would have just ended up paying way too much for bags of popcorn.
Yeah, or trying to smoke your popcorn
Or
or
trying to
eat your
smoke
weed
popcorn,
like
yeah.
nuggets.
Yeah, that wouldn't go well. This is the first time though that we are bringing in what seems to be dangerous equipment.
A power tool, yes. Okay.
All right, so let's do this.
all right, let me just... Oh, I said I was going to charge for that. All right, so
Maybe
today...
I should too.
I love it. Today we're making buckets.
Buckets.
Now, normally you would use... Instead of using this glass jar, you would use a bucket
Hence the name bucket.
or a sink. Kitchen sink will do. Just make sure it has a plug. Or a larger water bottle, something larger than your smaller bottle.
Okay.
So you can put a bigger bottle here. You would just have to cut the top off and turn it into a bucket style like this. We're going to take our bottle and cut the bottom off like this. I'm going to get you to do that. Just all the way off. Not too far up, because we want a lot of room in the bottle for smoke. Then I'm just going to move that glass jar aside for now. I have...
Would it be easier if this was off? Probably.
Oh yeah, maybe. Then you can squish the bottle. So I brought in my power tool.
I'm a dancer, not a workman. A workman? Is that what they're
A
called?
worker.
A worker?
Because you're not a workman or a woman.
I swear, people, if you ever see me in real life, touch my hands, okay? These hands haven't done a day of labor in my life, a hard day's labor. These are called comedian hands. Super smooth, feel it.
Oh, I was just telling the girls about this the other day. I said my hands are rougher than my boyfriend's.
Like, this is the most work they've done in a long time there.
All right, so we need the lid.
Is it weird for me to think that this is more dangerous than what I just did out on the street?
I don't know. This part is the dangerous part for me because I have fake nails and I'm using a drill on a lid,
Let's.
on a plastic water bottle lid with a massive drill bit.
Okay.
I brought in a board because I didn't want to damage the table underneath. I'm going to use the drill. I didn't do this with this hopefully, okay. Safety first. Get the sleeves away from the power tool. So basically I just need to drill a hole. Oh, that didn't work out very well. Okay. I swear I did this at home.
That's funny.
Okay, so make a hole in the top of the lid. You don't have to use a drill. I've seen people heat up tools and just poke it through the lid. The reason why I use that drill with that bit is because, like I said, I tried this at home And I knew that I could fit this socket piece into the top once I put the... Oh, maybe I can't. It's these nails. I cannot do anything.
That's why, yeah, you shouldn't do your nails.
I think maybe next time I might get them pointed because maybe I can pick my nose if I get them pointed. Okay, so there.
Okay, cool. All right, so it's a, what is that? What do
So
you got
it's
in
a
there?
socket.
It's a socket.
This is a 732
Okay.
socket.
732 socket.
And the
You put
reason
it-
why I'm using a socket is because it creates a nice little bowl.
Okay,
So we're going to actually use that to put our cannabis into.
nice. Then you're going to put it back on there?
We're going to put this on the top here.
Oh, are you going to put the drill in there and make the whole thing spin around?
No,
Oh, that would be
we're
cool.
done. We're done with the drill.
Oh,
I'll put it over
Okay.
here so it does not...
I can honestly,
Does not
I
distract.
can honestly say I'm not the only one disappointed right now. I was expecting more from the drill.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we don't need this. The
Just so you
bottle.
know, our producer was disappointed too.
What?
He put his hand up. He was like, I'm disappointed too. Oh, can we do something with the drill
That
later?
was it. We can. We
Okay.
can. Okay. What is it with men and the sound of power tools?
Right? Oh, it's
I
fun.
feel like, where's like Tim Allen.
I don't want to use the power tool, but
Okay, so then in order to make this work,
Mm-hmm.
to smoke your cannabis, you're going to fill this jar or bucket with water.
Mm-hmm.
Place this inside.
yeah.
Put your cannabis in the bowl. Get your lighter.
Yeah.
Take the lighter, put it over top of the bowl, and lift up. And as you lift up, there is a vacuum that's created
Okay.
inside here. So basically, okay.
So what did...
I wrote a card here. Let me just go back to the card.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a bucket. It's called a bucket. It's also called a waterfall bong or a gravity bong. It's how it works. It uses pressure to create a vacuum and uses gravity to draw in and force out the smoke. So as the water is in here and we're lighting the cannabis and lifting the bottle up, there is a suction that's created in here. The smoke is sucked into the bottle and sits on top of the water in the bottle. You then remove the lid with the bowl on it, put your face over top of the bottle, like this, and then push the bottle back down. And by pushing the bottle back down and forcing it into the water, you're forcing the smoke up into your face.
Okay.
Don't get it?
No. Okay. So now we're going right to the bottom here. I'm as newbie as they come here.
Okay.
So what? Okay. First of all, tell me what is. You're getting more smoke quicker.
Yes. Okay. So
I'm trying to
The
I'm trying to
reason-
figure out the benefit
the
and
reason
what
why
exactly
you would
happening.
pull this out.
Like, because it seems like a lot of work.
So most of the times when I would see a bucket or use a bucket, it was at a party. Because like you say, it's a lot of work and like you can roll a joint, hit a bong. There's so many other ways to consume cannabis, right?
Right.
So by using this one, you're forcing...
Like you can't just pass the bowl to the left hand side. You know, it's like a big project. You know.
Well, no. See, like you would put it in the kitchen sink, for example. And then everybody would be like, yo, you want a bucket? And then you'd go over to the sink and they would like fill you up a bucket. So by forcing concentrated smoke into your lungs,
Yeah.
you get more smoke in there than you would be able to as if you were to just smoke a bong or just inhale normally. So you get a bigger hit, which is great because this is a very, very small amount of cannabis that you're putting in here.
You're getting more out of your cannabis.
So you actually get a bigger toke off smaller cannabis, like a smaller amount.
Oh, you're maximizing your cannabis.
Yes. And I will say,
Okay.
Stunned in Glass,
Good tip.
they create a product called a gravity hookah. Hookah.
That sounds like
because it
advanced.
comes on, like the way it sits on the side. It's absolutely beautiful. This device is gorgeous. It looks like, it's It's got these glass things on each side, and you flip it, and the water goes glug, 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 glug to the one side, and the smoke fills up on the other side. And then you take the bowl piece off, and you flip that thing back over, and all the smoke comes out in your face. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. But $599 US, which is the equivalent to
And it does what this does.
$767 Canadian. Comes in a multitude of colors, free shipping, 10-year warranty. They've even got like little pineapple glass things that you can get on the side. I think they have a Dr. Green Thumb thing, but like I said, expensive. And if you don't know if you're going to like it, it's like a vaporizer. You go and you spend hundreds of dollars, and then you're like, oh, fuck. I just wasted that money. So this is a great way, inexpensive, to figure out if you're even going to like it.
Right.
Because some people don't like smoke being forced into their face.
No, a lot of people leave environments where smoke is being pushed into their face.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see that.
So just make sure that what you're using is safe, smoke safe. I wouldn't use a socket for smoking all the time because it's a socket. If you're going to do this on a regular basis... Well, I know where the socket's been, but it's still a tool. If I was going to be doing buckets on a regular basis, I would most likely go visit my local glass store, wherever you can buy bongs and papers, because they actually make these in beautiful glass with the glass bottle, especially for this now. So
you can actually, so what we're seeing here is you're like... For the budget conscious person, you can still have the bucket experience.
If you got no papers, you know what I mean, and you got a socket and a drill,
water bottle,
and a bucket and a bottle,
and a pair of scissors,
and
yoga strength. No, that was for something else. Yeah, that's for that's for a previous episode.
You still have the yoga strength.
All right. Well, I can tell you what, this seems pretty intense to me. I'm not sure that...
Do you want me to show you how it works?
Oh, you're actually going to show?
Well, I mean, on break, we can go out and...
Oh, yeah, you're gonna do it?
Yeah, I can show you how it works.
Okay, let's go.
Maybe we'll include it in this podcast. We'll never know.
As a special video edition. We'll see what happens. Okay, so is that it then?
That's it. That's it for teaching Timmy.
That is super cool. Once again, you showed me how ingenuous cannabis smokers can be. They're like, what do I got? I got a bucket of water and a water bottle. Can I make this thing happen? Do you have a socket? Yeah. If I don't, Jim does.
Well, it's funny because...
everybody has a friend who knows a socket.
My friend was like, you're going to use a socket? Most of us would just use one water bottle on the top, one water bottle on the bottom, and some tin foil here as your bowl.
Oh, yeah.
But aluminum foil is not good to smoke out of.
Neither
are sockets, which is why I'm saying,
right.
It's good for trial, but keep doing it too long. I guess that's where the error comes in.
Well, I'll tell you, you're blowing my mind because now I know how to make a bong with literally a water bottles are really good for a lot of things because
they are. Wait until I teach you about bottle tokes with hash. BTs.
Stay tuned for that. All right, let's go see how this thing works.
All right.
Let's wrap up another episode. Let's go do some dancing.
I love it.
I'm Timmy Boyle.
Mary Jane Baker. Oh, what was that? Mary Jane Baker. Stay lifted.
And keep on laughing.
Eventually we'll get it.
Wait, cheers to the...
No, I want to try that.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Mary Jane. He's the newbie,
She's the doobie, and this is the show
where
we
tote cannabis
talk.
from both sides.
Is that even possible?